Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! Episode 169. 69. Tonight we're reviewing Murder on the Orient Express.
2017.
2017.
Oh boy.
This movie was
silly
and fun, and I had a good time.
Yeah, in the context of don't pay, like, if you have no reference points, and I tried to just be like, this is something different. It was a totally silly, fun, ridiculous movie of Kenneth Branagh's rampant ego. It's just rampant ego, which I love.
Yeah.
I have a very strange love for Kenneth Branagh.
Sure.
And his hubris.
I guess I didn't get quite as much egotism as you did. Although, not gonna lie, for a good half of the movie, I was like, wait, am I sure that's not Kevin Kline?
Ooh, now Kevin Kline as Poirot. Here for it. Well, this isn't the most ego-driven. The 90s were really his heyday, where he was like, and I'm going to be Hamlet before I'm too old, and I'll be nominated for an adapting screenplay Oscar, even though it's just the entire play. And the movie's 4 hours. And I love it. I'm going to do Frankenstein, and I'll play Dr. Frankenstein, but it'll be real sexy, and he'll walk around his lab without a shirt, but have a very long dramatic cape on, and everyone will be like, ooh, isn't Kenneth Branagh sexy? And I'll be like, yeah, wait a minute. Yes? Complicated feelings with Kenneth Branagh. I like him. He's like melodramatic.
Yeah, well, that was this movie.
That's what I mean, like he takes things that... That's why this didn't feel like a real Agatha Christie movie to me, because it was very un-British. It was very like...
That's true.
It was like an American adaptation of a British movie, because I, for research recently, rewatched the 1974 Murder on the Orient Express, which was directed by Sidney Lumet, who couldn't be more American. And it was very, subsued. It was very just like...
I'm sorry, what was that word?
It's an Eddie Izzard thing. It's a word, that's a word. Folded in on itself.
Subsumed, or a word like that. Something or other. Just sort of folded in.
The climax of the movie where Poirot is confronting everyone
in front of the Last Supper?
Well...
Where Dame Judi Dench is Jesus, and I was like, not mad about this.
We'll talk about it. But in the 1974 version, it is a 27-minute monologue by Albert Finney with like cutaway flashbacks here and there, being like, and you could be the murderer for this reason, and everyone being like, yes, I'm British, no, how could you? I will now have an equally dramatic response. It's very just like. Yes, that is a plausible explanation. And so it was very different watching both of them.
Sure.
I won't try to compare them too much, but just that was mainly my takeaway.
Oh, also, side note, I had never seen or read or nothing about Murder of the Orient Express.
Have you seen any Poirot movies? Probably
No.
not. Yeah, okay.
So I went in knowing none of this.
Cold.
And the first thing that I see is this absurd French accent comparing the size of eggs. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
My name is Hercule Poirot, and I am probably the greatest detective in the world.
The beginning of this movie is absurd. Has no point or relevance whatsoever.
The Wailing Wall, I think it was just really supposed to...
It was to set up
his character.
Completely unnecessary to the plot, and I feel was entertaining, but very detrimental to time that could have been spent on the other 12 suspects.
Sure.
Like, I didn't feel like I really got to know everybody.
I was like, I'm sorry, there's a count and a who?
Who was that? I'm sorry, there's a countess? Who's that? In their opium den? What's going on? Were they characters? They were here? They were here the whole time? What?
The whole time?
There was like this random throwaway mention of like, and their Hungarian diplomatic passports, they can't be searched. And I was like, who now?
Yeah.
40 minutes later, oh, they're characters in this movie? Oh.
I was like, oh, but he was the dancer. That was
oh boy, this movie's crazy.
Crazy.
Like, I didn't hate it.
No.
It was so fun and stupid, but it was so fun and stupid. Like,
there was a lot of overacting.
Oh, so much.
I am so glad that Michelle Pfeiffer has decided to, like, come back.
I wrote down, I'm so happy Michelle Pfeiffer's back.
She's like, yeah, I'll do Mother. Best part of that movie.
Best part of that movie.
She might have been my favorite part of this movie.
So, guess who else was supposed to play her part? You don't have to guess, I'll just tell you. Charlize.
Oh.
Wouldn't have worked. Too young.
No, too young, I agree.
Wrong for the part.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie.
I was going to guess that.
And I say no to that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Apparently, she had some severe script changes to what the studio called was a small part and that was not worth it for them. It's like, okay.
Oh, boy.
I'm glad you got Michelle.
Yeah, because she knew what she was doing.
Although, that opening shot with Kenneth Branagh and her and that awkward tracking shot through the train was making me want to vomit.
It wasn't that bad, but I was just like,
why
do we care about this?
Why is this happening?
Yeah. I decided that there is a novelty train around the circumference of Cunt Island. It's
I'm so here for it.
Fabulous Cunt Island Express. Except it's not express and it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes in circles. And you can just hop on with Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah.
And hop off with Helen Mirren.
Well, I did decide, I feel like I felt this way for a while, but this movie solidified it. If I could time travel, I feel like the first thing I would do would be to elegantly travel in the 1930s.
Yes.
Through Egypt and all across Europe.
If it was accessible.
Well,
like if
I have a time machine, Andrew. I mean, that's already...
Well, right, but are you time machining back with like a bunch of gold bullion? Like,
yes,
okay.
Well, of course. Well, but of course, I elegantly traveling.
Okay, good.
I'm very rich. I have lots of fabulous costumes.
Yes.
Trunks full.
Love it.
And I'm just waited on, and it's just fabulous.
I love it. And then you come home to your fabulous Spanish mansion.
Yes.
Just in the foothills of Los Angeles.
Of course.
Where you are part of the golden age of Hollywood.
Sure. So I have a fondness for these travel log, Poirot, big cast movies. For me, Peter Ustinov is my Poirot.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like it's a thing. People have their Poirot, their preferred Poirot. It's so fun to say.
Poirot.
Hercule Poirot. Hercules? No, it's Hercule.
Hercules Poirot?
Hercule.
So for me, it's always going to be Peter Ustinov.
Okay.
And I love him, and he's just the best. Death on the Nile, there's just a lot. Evil Under the Sun, it's just good. And like Bette Davis is in it, and it's just there's like more fabulous people.
Ooh.
I was excited that this movie wasn't entirely stunt casting. Like I was happy that there was a few people I was like, who's that? You're good.
Yeah.
But there could have been one or two more just fabulous people. For me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Disappointed in Dame Judi.
They didn't give her a lot to do.
They didn't, and I just wanted more from her. I wanted her to be more.
That's how I felt about a lot of. I think it got rushed.
Yes.
Because Kenneth Branagh decided that Poirot needed a 15 to 20 minute intro where he compared eggs and smelled bread, and his magical cane caught a police officer. Can we talk about his magical cane?
Was it magical?
Well, he used it for everything.
He did.
It was pretty magical.
Yeah.
You could have cut that, kept the eggs, sure, kept the smelling of the bread. Because I did love to... The other thing is, I think the star of this movie was Book. The, young, scrappy guy who was in charge. I thought he was the best person in the movie. I thought he was really fun and funny and, got the movie.
Yeah, he was really good. I would say...
Michelle Pfeiffer was also great.
Michelle Pfeiffer was my favorite.
But she was mostly great in the last 20 minutes. She was the best in the last 20 minutes.
Sure.
In the original, the woman playing the Dame Judi Dench part is very sassy.
Don't you agree the man must have entered my compartment to gain access to Mr. Ratchet?
I can think of no other reason, madame.
They were all much more British but funny. So Derek Jackby's in this movie, and I was like, yay, I love you, Derek maybe he's the butler guy that's dying of lung cancer.
Yes. He's hardly in it.
He had nothing to do.
Yeah.
In the original, it's John Gielgud, and he is the sassiest bitch. And you're just like,
What are you reading, Mr. Bedouis?
Love's Captive by Mrs. Arabella Richardson.
Is it about sex?
No, it's about 10:30, Mr. Foscarelli.
Like, he's the butler in Arthur. He's like, I think I'm gonna have a bath.
Do you know what I'm gonna do?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna take a bath.
I'll alert the media.
I'll alert the media. You know, he's that guy. And he's fabulous in it. And Anthony Perkins is the Josh Gad character. And he's doing a real weird, I might be in love with my mother. I'm a bit of a weirdo. Maybe I'm on the run because I'm a homosexual. He's got a lot going on. Whereas Josh Gad was Josh Gad.
Josh Gad was bad.
What was weird, though, for me, Poirot has always been a very short, fat, mustached man. And I think Kenneth Branagh said, I'm not gonna put my body through that. So no, but Josh Gad is really the type. We haven't even talked about his mustache. I mean, for the love of God.
So absurd. I would find myself staring at it.
I have a lot of questions. Why was it a different color from his hair? It was like salt and pepper. It was like black with white, and his hair was gray with blonde.
Yeah.
And it was distracting.
That happens.
What? Where your beard is
Your facial hair can be different colors. Like, a lot of blonde people have brown beards.
What?
Yeah. Or, like, a much darker...
I feel like you're giving this mustache a lot of credit.
So
I don't think that was
absurd.
the choice. I don't think they went, we have to make this very famous, maybe the most famous mustache next to Tom Selleck in history. And they decided, well, some blonde people have darker mustaches. Let's make that happen so you're distracted the entire film by his dark mustache.
I didn't really... It was pretty gray.
With black. Also, I had another question. So he wears his mustache guard at night, which I loved. He wears it the first night.
And then doesn't wear it again.
Second night, he's trying to sleep. The murder's happening. He keeps getting up. He's not wearing the mustache guard.
I thought the same thing.
It's weird.
And I thought that was also missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because
but
why not have
hilarious.
him? Why not have him have a mustache guard on?
Yeah.
Get distracted, like get disturbed. Oh, I'm gonna take it off so that I can open the door,
Sure.
go look out, put it back on. Oh, again, take it off, put it down. You know,
I love it. Yeah.
it just would have been like, we know this is dumb. You know, like.
He's wearing a mustache guard. Too bad. I did like the humor in this movie. I liked that they took Poirot's quirkiness and his sort of almost Asperger's, level, like spectrum.
Well, very OCD, like,
Yeah, like social cues. Like, he doesn't have time for social niceties.
Sure.
That sort of thing. They took that, and that was really funny and really fun. Like, so he meets Book, the young, scrapping...
You're a prostitute.
Well, we're going to need the hotel room for 30, 40, 45 minutes. We should be done after that. Oh, I see, you're a prostitute. It was just so fun and funny, and I thought that whole intro, that exchange was nice. You could have started the movie there.
I did not understand that.
What?
When he's like, we're having an argument and we'll be done.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying they were going to hang out in the kitchen.
No, he was just fuck in the kitchen.
Don't mind us, we're just looking for a place to have a private argument. It should take some 20 minutes or so, at which point we will both come to an agreement, or at least I will.
Oh, I didn't realize they were. I missed that whole thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
why he was like, "You're a prostitute."
I thought that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying we're gonna be here in the kitchen.
No, he was
for 30 minutes.
It was like a bad cover. Like, we have to go
have an
a
argument.
fight in private. So when we're making like punching noises and like yelling at each other, we're not having sex. But I like that whole exchange with him and Poirot when he's like, we're the best of friends because I never ask him about his cases because I don't care, and he knows I'm an awful person, and it's true. It was just like, I loved it. Like, their interaction was great.
Yep.
I thought that was my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
I really liked that too. I don't know. I had fun in this. I didn't take it too seriously. I think a lot of people in the theater did take it too seriously.
They weren't laughing.
No
right?
one laughed.
I was laughing. No one else was laughing. I think people thought this was supposed to be something else.
I don't know, right? They thought it was going to be like a serious... I don't know.
It took me a while to figure out who Daisy Ridley was.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't know, but...
She's from Star Wars. She's Rey.
Oh, you mean who she...
Like, who she was. That's her. Yeah. I was like, she looks like everyone British.
A little bit.
Like,
she's pretty.
She's really pretty, but I was like, who is that?
A little bit of Keira Knightley in there.
A little bit of Keira Knightlly. A little bit of Mary from Downton Abbey, whose name is escaping me at the moment. So we haven't talked about something else. All I wrote in my notes was, ew, Johnny Depp is here.
Oh, I know, right?
Like, I hadn't seen the original in a while, so I forgot who died, and I was like, ugh, I hope he's the one that gets killed. Oh, I was right. He did a good job of being disgusting.
Well, sure.
I was like, get away from me, sir.
Well, hello.
Eyes linger any longer, I'll have to charge rent.
I'll pay.
At a certain point, it was way too close to home for me, where it's like, oh, he's worried about money. Oh, he's a fraud. Oh, he's looking...
He's escaped to Europe.
Oh,
for a tax dodge situation.
Oh, he's looking into the mirror at himself thinking,
oh my God,
how did I get here? I was like,
that was one of the
you and me both, Johnny.
That was one of the truest, most transcendent moments of acting. He gets in front of the mirror and just stares at himself and has like a deep and meaningful moment of like, how did this happen? And he looks fucked. And just like, where am I? Is this my life? And I was like, whoa, that is art imitating life. And I am like upset about it. I was like, oh, that was too close. I was very excited because Judi Dench shows up, who I love, and Olivia Colman, her maid, who is amazing and fabulous and was on Peep Show, which I don't think you watched, and is in Night Manager. She is a fabulous cunt, and she is on Fabulous Cunt Island. I am putting her there.
Okay.
Watch Night Manager and you will get it. Anyway, I was so excited because I love both of them, and then it was like, oh, you didn't really get anything to do.
No.
Willem Dafoe had nothing to do.
I forgot Willem Dafoe was in this movie.
Like, I was very excited about a lot of this cast, and I feel like they were underutilized or misdirected. It was like Kenneth was like, I get all of the comedy, and you guys will just react to me or something.
I get that.
You know, something was off.
For instance,
yeah,
comparing it to something like Clue.
Yeah, where everyone's allowed to shine. And...
yeah, everyone gets a moment and a fun thing, and it's like, who is it? What? Oh my God, whoever it is, they have to go, they'll be killed. This was like if Tim Curry was just running the whole show.
Yeah, and being like real wacky.
I would have liked it to be a little bit more egalitarian.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, well, okay. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
This will contain spoilers for Whodunit.
Well, yeah, I was interested. Did you guess?
Yeah, pretty quickly. I was like, well, so spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler.
I was like, oh, well, it's all of them. Once it was like, oh, have you heard of
the Armstrongs?
Well, yes, actually, I do know the Armstrongs. And you're like, why would you know that? Oh, everyone on this fucking train knows the Armstrongs?
Well, I think they did themselves a disservice by not setting that up earlier. It comes out of nowhere.
The Armstrong bit.
You, the audience, have no context for this whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's basically a take on the Lindbergh baby kidnapping, right? Where a famous pilot, this baby gets kidnapped, ends up being killed, and all the things that sort of fracture after that, and how many people it affected, and how it turns out it affected everyone on this train, and they've all come together to kill the murderer of the baby. But because you have no context whatsoever, you're like, well, I mean, if they even know about this, then they're clearly involved. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're like, I was like, oh, well, so then, okay, this is, everyone's
involved. Why, yes, I'm her godmother. Oh, so you're definitely involved and, like, have something to do with this?
I kind of wish that it was more lies, and maybe this is just the way that it's written and whatever, but I kind of wish that everyone was, like, performing more.
Yeah.
Because, like, Michelle Pfeiffer did a great job of, like, she plays, for most of the movie, she's playing this kind of, like, over performative, like, oh, I'm such a womanizer.
I'm just such a slut.
Yes, exactly. Oh, everyone says I'm husband hunting.
I'm just such a flirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to have a man in my bedroom. Like, silly little stuff. That was why I think I liked her the best.
She was doing the most of what everyone else should have been doing, and I don't know why they weren't. Why did we need that whole side plot about Willem Dafoe pretending to be racist and that whole moment?
Was that not in?
Nope. Because in the original, he's not black. Oh. He's white.
But who cares?
And it's Sean Connery.
maybe you don't say that you know all of this stuff about the Armstrongs.
There's no Google. Who's to say that you are her godmother? Just be like, I remember that case, but
I think I read about that in the paper, whatever. And then it makes it more fun when he's like, aha, but you said, you slipped up because you did this thing. And so of course you have that's more fun.
Well, I wanted them to play up the fact, so basically Poirot is not supposed to be on the train. That's the hiccup or the monkey wrench, right?
Yes.
And I wanted them to make more of a point of, we had this whole plan for 5 years, we plotted, we've been trying, and then it's like, oh, fuck. The world's most famous detective just happened upon our murder train? No!
But also, what was their plan originally? They were going to murder him and then...
They were going to murder him and then there wouldn't be someone to investigate. As detailed.
If Poirot wasn't there, they could have just dumped his body and been like, what?
They each needed to stab him in a moment of, this is why I'm stabbing you.
Totally. But then I'm saying they just dump his body into the...
So, I don't know what happened. That's weird. The whole time, Poirot is reading A Tale of Two Cities. Happenstantially, I recently just read A Tale of Two Cities.
Really?
Uh-huh. And he finds it quite hilarious. There's funny parts, but it is most assuredly a drama about the French Revolution and the guillotine and, all of these things. I wouldn't say it's a laugh riot, and he is having the best time with it. He's gleefully like, I haven't read the book, I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe in the original, Agatha Christie
Oh, the Agatha
book.
Christie. I was like, I thought you just said that you read the book.
I did just say that. Maybe in Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express book, that's a thing. I don't know.
I would read that. That'd be fun.
It'd be totally fun. I haven't read an Agatha Christie, and I feel like I want to.
Yeah.
So maybe that's on the list.
Yeah. I wonder what was
what he
created and invented and what he didn't. He's certainly not winning an adaptation Oscar. That's for fucking sure.
So we didn't talk about the intro to the Hungarian ballerina. And I feel like it's necessary.
Is it?
Oh, man.
What the fuck was that?
It was like we got dropped in the middle of a different movie.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
There's reporters, and they're like, hey, Count? Was he a Count?
Yeah.
Hey, Count.
Of Monte Cristo?
Count Rugen. I don't know.
It was like, the Monte Cristo something. It was weird. I was like, what the fuck?
Is that Hungarian?
Oh my goodness, it's Count Dreni. Come. I saw you dance at Monte Cristo.
He was definitely Hungarian, right?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Anyway, the Count, they're all taking pictures of him. He then does a roundhouse kick and beats up a bunch of reporters.
For taking his picture.
And then what we find out later is his wife.
Right.
No idea. It's the back of her head.
Yep.
Walks up to him in some sort of trance, puts him in some sort of trance, and then we're not introduced to them really, and then we don't see them for 50 minutes.
No, I did not know they were on the train. I didn't know who they were, why we cared.
Who's this? And then they disappeared, and I went, well, I guess that was weird. Oh no! They were, what? That was one of the weirder parts of the movie. That was so unnecessary. Yep. Give me more Dame Judi Dench being a stone cold cunt to her maid. Yes. That's what I want. I did sort of wish there was more just unnecessary costume changes.
Sure, more fabulosity of
I wanted the
presentation.
Sort of lusciousness of traveling in the 30s on the Orient Express. I wanted it to be dripping with glamour.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really.
No.
I did love Michelle Pfeiffer's Nanook of the North. I'm gonna go outside in my riding pants sort of poof outfit. I was here for that.
Yes.
But then I was like, and more.
Yeah.
And more.
Well, yeah, I would have loved, and tonight's dinner,
We all have to dress for dinner.
Exactly.
And we all have to dress for breakfast.
Yeah.
And we all have, I wanted more just unnecessary glamour.
Yeah. It was a little Snowpiercer-y.
Oh boy, was it Snowpiercer-y. It's where's that polar bear? And they get to the front, and it's Ed Harris. It was Ed Harris all along!
Aha!
Now, if Ed Harris had played the Johnny Depp part, That would have been good.
Ooh, that would have been good.
What I didn't realize, and maybe I was spacing out, and I realized later upon watching the 1974 one, was that...
Johnny Depp is a bad actor?
Well, that too. He was supposed to be like a gangster.
Like a mobster, I guess.
Did you realize that? That flew over. Maybe I missed a line or something. So he was supposed to be sort of this gangster who planned it all for a ransom. I didn't understand Johnny Depp's motive.
Oh, in terms of kidnapping and killing the baby.
Yeah. This movie made it seem like he was just an asshole who broke into their house and killed their kid.
Well, so they did say by the time they sent the money, the kid was already dead or something like that.
But it was
like, wait, what money? Why? Wait, huh? There was a throwaway.
In the 70s one, it's explained that it was a whole plan for ransom money. Because I also didn't understand why Johnny Depp didn't get prosecuted. If everyone knows he's the murderer, why is he in Europe
just because he
hanging
escaped?
out?
Yeah, hanging out. Yeah, why wouldn't they be like, police, this is a wanted man in America?
So what happened in the other one is that there was two guys. One of them got caught, tried, executed. The night before he was executed, he said, I had a partner. It was Cassetti. It was this guy. But he had already left. That's how he got away. And I was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense. I'm clearer on what's happening. Because I was really confused about that.
Yeah. You know what would have been good? Fixing the movie for you guys.
Love it.
You're welcome.
I can't wait.
Starts off. We're in the Armstrong household, right? Yep. The nurse has her glass of wine. She's asleep. Mm-hmm. Not Johnny Depp, Ed Harris. Comes through.
The shadow of Ed Harris.
Comes through the window. Grabs the baby, right?
Crying.
Yep. Oh my God, the nurse is like, what happened? Where'd the baby go? News articles like so-and-so.
So just so you know, what you are describing is exactly how the 1974 one starts.
Love it.
It's all like, Armstrong baby kidnapped.
Yep.
Da-da-da-da. Flashback to they got hit over the head. Oh, they were tied up. Oh, they ran with the baby. Da-da-da. That's how it starts.
Perfect. There you go. Right? So then it says like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, he's tried. Oh my God, Cassetti got away.
Yeah.
Armstrong, dear Poirot, I need your help in finding the murderer. Like, whatever. Cut to, right? Then
Poirot is in Cairo.
Yeah.
Gets a letter.
Or he just got back from Cairo to London and he gets his mail. It's a big stack of mail and then there's a letter and it's like, oh, and then...
I'm here for this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then in one of the newspapers or something else is an article that says that Armstrong has killed himself in a suicide. And he's like, oh my God, if only I had seen this letter earlier.
Oh, I shall take the train. What? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Would have been great.
That would have been
an
easy way in, right?
And you don't really see the faces of anybody in the house.
Of anyone else,
then
really.
Know,
yeah,
sure.
Sure.
That's Penelope Cruz.
Would we
Remember
care?
when Penelope Cruz was in this movie?
Yeah, she was awful.
Ingrid Bergman played her part and won an Oscar. So that happened.
It's always very nice to get an Oscar.
Ingrid Bergman does say the phrase brown babies more than zero. So, it's upsetting.
All the children were brown. So it was a sign for me to look after little brown babies.
Yes.
So, yeah. So then we get to the last 20 minutes, and it turns into a third movie. It was so that Eddie Izzard joke where he's talking about British movies and how they're very, like a room with a staircase, and, oh, what is it, Sebastian? I'm arranging matches.
What is it, Sebastian? I'm arranging matches.
Not a lot's happening, and it's very slow and methodic, but the acting's great. And this was like, and we have to add guns and violence, and Poirot is gonna be a crazy fighter, and also this, and it was like, what the fuck is this? Poirot is talking to Daisy Ridley for some reason, so...
On stools at the edge...
At the edge of a cliff.
An open door on a cliff.
Open door on a cliff. I didn't understand this.
I was like, what choice is this?
After they've already said, nobody can be on the train while we re-rail it. So he's talking to Daisy Ridley, who he has this weird... They had like a weird...
It was weird.
Relationship. And we haven't talked about Katarina. Remember the picture of his dead girlfriend? Oh, Katarina. Oh. Katarina.
Oh, my chère Katarina.
Oh, Katarina.
That was so weird.
And
what was...
It didn't go anywhere. Also, I read that was a picture of young Emma Thompson, which is his ex-wife. They were married and then he cheated on her. It was this huge big deal and she was crushed and I was like, so are you friends now? This seems weird.
Also, I love Emma Thompson.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's half the reason I love most Kenneth Branagh movies. Love Dead Again. It's absurd. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. It's a Hitchcock, Brian De Palma ripoff, and I loved every second of it. And Much Ado About Nothing. So anyway, the ending. Oh my god. So he's talking to Daisy Ridley, and he's confronting her.
Yeah, and he's like, you did it. You murdered him.
And the doctor pulls out a gun.
And shoots him in the arm.
Shoots him in the arm. I can't let her go take the credit for something that I did. And they're all having this fight in this open train car, which they've already said, everyone must not be on this train. We are putting it back on its rails. And they have a whole fight. I forget how they get to the Last Supper. He just gets the gun back. I don't even remember.
Well, everyone else was already over there.
Everyone else was already in the tunnel.
And so then, yeah, the gun, he had his cane.
Oh, that magic cane.
Oh, and then this, I still don't understand.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can explain it to me. The doctor is like, why aren't you dead yet?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, good. Because then Poirot is like, aha, I knew it then when you said, why aren't you dead yet?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you knew what?
Wait.
Were they all trying to kill you? Because they weren't. What?
Wait. You're right, that didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like, aha, I knew it. Also, I was like, dude, it was obvious everyone knew the fucking Armstrongs. They all knew them.
Get it together, Poirot. So then we get to the Last Supper. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Poirot, bleeding with a coat and his cane, is pacing back and forth and back and forth. It's so overly dramatic and I kind of loved it. It tells why everyone is involved. Gets to Michelle Pfeiffer, and she then pulls off that wig, and I was like, ooh, that wig looks more like a wig than your first wig.
Oh, absolutely. That wig under the wig was hideous. Why did they have to make her real hair so, like, sickly? It looked like she...
I would have been fine, because she was supposed to be like a, distraught, like, bedridden, whatever. Like, I got the point of why it looked bad, but it didn't look bad as in you're sick. It looked bad as in that's a horrible wig. Why didn't you do something with that horrible wig? That was the distinction. So, like, literally, not to keep doing this, but in the 74 one, Albert Finney is just like, so there's two possible solutions. Either it was this random person that jumped on the train, killed him, and then jumped off, which really doesn't match with any of the clues and isn't what happened, or it was all of them. He goes to book Martin Balsam in the original. He goes, so it's your train. You decide. I'm gonna go to my bed and wrestle with my own conscience. Bye. And he leaves, and Martin Balsam's like, yeah, let's just say that the random guy did it because I don't want to get sued, basically. And then everyone cheers. They're one by one. They each come up and cheers their champagne glasses like, we fucking did it. Yeah, bitches. And that's the end.
I think my favorite shot was by far The Last Supper with Judi Dench's Jesus. I was like, what's this? Why are we doing this? I'm not mad, but what?
Because it's Kenneth Branagh.
What's this supposed to tell me?
Because it's Kenneth Branagh.
I mean, yeah, it's Dame Judi Dench, I get it, but
honestly,
what?
I mean, I'm surprised that
He wasn't
Kenneth
there.
Branagh didn't go behind them, do the big arms, crucify himself, resurrect himself, and then, take off his top and be like, look at my abs. So, anyway, I would say...
It's very silly. I would say you don't have to go see it in theaters.
No. Go watch other Poirot movies.
Sure.
And this one.
You could watch this.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
But it was fun, and I like this kind of movie.
Yes.
This wasn't exactly...
And we don't get a lot of these.
We don't, and it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And it definitely could have been better.
Yes.
I feel like it could have utilized people better.
Yes.
And, it made it sadder, everything about this movie was a little...
It's true.
Dour.
Yeah.
The whole Derek Jacobi dying of cancer thing, not in the 70s one. He just has a toothache. That's it. I love me some Kenneth Branagh, irrationally so. And I'm not mad, but definitely go watch The Last of Sheila, which is sort of an homage to all these Agatha Christie movies, Anthony Perkins, and I want to say Stephen Sondheim wrote the screenplay, pretty sure, and it's his only writing credit. I'm pretty sure that's accurate, because they used to have parties where they would, oh my god, it's the most fabulous thing. They used to have parties where they would write elaborate murder mystery dinner parties that like nobody could figure out because they were so elaborate.
Oh my god.
So good.
I would kill.
It's so good. So
Get
yeah,
it?
that.
Get it?
Yeah. So go watch The Last of Sheila.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
To silly fun nonsense.
That is what it was.
And Dame Judi Dench. And Michelle Pfeiffer, I think...
really Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer earned her spot onto Fabulous Con Island, I think, with this performance. It was just like, if you can take this shit...
She was already kind of there, but like solidified.
Exactly. It was like, oh no, I was right.
The second she pulled off that damn wig, I was like, oh shit, bitch.